Today's video is going to be all about money accounts. While that might sound boring, I'm actually going to talk about it from a different angle. So what I want to do is examine the purposes of your money. I'm going to be talking about 3 different purposes your money has and where it should be stored based on its purpose. Watch until the end to see the different places where your money can be stored in this year. Hey YouTube, welcome to my corner of the internet. My name is Anita, also known as the Retired Millennial over on Instagram and here on YouTube. Today's video is branching out from my channel's normal topic, which is typically reselling. I am branching out and also including wealth building concepts. Ultimately, my goal is to take the mystery out of wealth building. So today's video is going to be just that. If this topic interests you at all, be sure to go ahead and subscribe. I will add a disclaimer that I am not a finance professional, so take everything I say with a grain or a dash of salt to give you some context and kind of where I'm coming from when I give you this advice. I am debt-free. I graduated college, thankfully debt-free, so I do recognize that as a privilege. I have been investing since I was 18. I started with very little money, $25 a month, and have not stopped investing a single month since then. I am almost at $100,000 invested, and I should get there by this August 2021. So, I am saving for a down payment, and I am hoping to retire early. So when I give you any money advice, this is the lens that I am seeing the financial world from. So let's talk about the 3 purposes that your money has. Let's talk about the first. The first purpose is spending your money. Now this is the simplest to talk about because this is something that we all do. Spending money, could be spent on survival expenses or things that bring you delight. Survival expenses include things like utilities, things like rent, transportation, food, things of that sort. While delight money, maybe could include things like regular subscriptions that you have, things that you can survive without but really would rather not. It could include, different hobbies of yours, so whether it's, taking that trip to the coffee shop that you love with your friends and family. It could be, a little splurge here and there. And you whatever you spend your money on. You can look at your credit card statements or your debit card statements to look at what you spend your money on. And I also include in this definition donations as well. So when I talk about spending, it's really just things that you put your money towards that don't necessarily bring you anything in return. Spending money can also be home decor, takeout, you name it. The list can go on and on and on, but you get the picture. So where should your spending money be kept? Your saving money can be kept in a checking account. It could be traditional, it could be high interest bearing. Most people probably just use a traditional checking account. It doesn't really matter in this case because this is money that you need quick access to and that you're going to use like this month, right? So you want to make sure that when you swipe your debit card, you have that money to spend. So your spending money for the month should be kept in your checkings account for quick access. Also, what I personally do is keep a buffer in my checking account. So not only do I have my spending money, but I also have that buffer just in case I am a little over budget one of the months. There's no such thing as a perfect budget. Some months expenses do come up, and it's just great to have that buffer in there. So And a checking account is basically just a wallet that you can reach into to pay for your expenses for that month. You know, think of your checking account as anything is in there should be safe to spend. So what is the second purpose that your money serves? The second purpose is saving. So your money, in addition to being spent, is also meant to be saved, believe it or not. So what are some examples of savings? So when I refer to savings, I refer to any short-term goal. Any money that you are going to need between, today or tomorrow, all the way up to 5 years. So some examples include like a Christmas fund, an annual expense, so maybe like a bill like a DMV, license renewal fee, maybe it's a life insurance policy, Costco membership, anything that happens once or, twice a year. A travel fund is also an example of something that you can save for, whether it's a vacation that you want to go on this year, maybe at the end of the year, a couple months, or maybe it's in like 3 years. Maybe it's like a grand, you're turning 30 or you're turning 35. You want to make it extra special and it's coming, so you can save for it to make sure it happens. Other short-term funds also can include things like a baby fund. If you're, anticipating a baby on the way, and want to save for that big expense, you definitely, that would definitely constitute as a, savings money goal. And another example would also include like a down payment if you are on the market looking for a home to purchase, and you need to put that down payment money away. This would definitely fall into that category. Another example that everybody should have, if you don't have any of the other savings, I definitely want you to have this one goal, which is an emergency fund. Generally, it's 3 to 6 months, maybe more depending on what the nature of your job is, of expenses. Not your salary, but just the amount that you would need to, cover all of your expenses in the case of an emergency. So this would definitely be considered a savings goal and something that some of your money should go towards. Yes, have your delight latte. Yes, pay your bills, but also fund your short-term savings goals. So where should your savings money be kept? So your savings money should be kept in an account that is high interest bearing, and that is FDIC insured. And so high interest bearing, by the way, usually has a high APY, which is a percentage that you actually earn on your money for being parked in one of these like high interest accounts. There are a variety of these accounts. Some accounts include a CD, certificate of deposit. Some of them include a money market account, not to be confused with money market fund. And the most popular, and the one that I use, is a high yield savings account. These typically will give you at least 16 times what your traditional bank can give you. So a high yield savings account is a great place to just temporarily park your money while you're saving up to use it. And the great thing about this is that it's just a parking spot to keep your money safe, growing, and accessible. And these all are important because you want your money to be safe, which is what the FDIC insurance will give you. That basically means that if the bank were to flop, go under, you would be covered. Most banks cover up to $250,000. Probably won't even have that much in savings, but it's great to be guaranteed that your money will be safe. And then Why do you want it to be growing? Well, let's talk about inflation. Inflation, while you think your money might be safe in your checkings account or regular savings account, like sure it's in there, but it's still losing money. Every year the inflation rate goes up, meaning your purchasing power goes down. So what cost, $100 last year might cost like, 120 cents this year. And then, over the years, that just goes up and up. So you want to protect yourself against inflation, which is another great reason to have your money in a high yield savings account, to at least attempt to keep up with inflation. So why would you want your money in a savings account, in a high interest savings account? Why not invest it? So part of the reason why we want it in a high yield savings account or high interest bearing savings account is because you want this money to be liquid, meaning that you can access it without penalty. So it can, you basically want your savings money to be cash as well. It's still kind of like a wallet you want to reach into, but it's like a wallet in a safe. You don't want to expose your savings money to any risk. Why is that? Well, ask yourself, do you want that money to be lost? Imagine if it's your down payment money and the market takes a dip and the perfect house comes on the market and now you are out your down payment or a fraction of it. Would you be happy with that situation? Most likely not. And let's talk about an emergency fund. If your emergency fund was exposed to risk and now all of a sudden you're out a job and also out your emergency fund, would you be happy with that? Probably not. Okay, what if the market doesn't crash? Well, you might get penalized for pulling out depending on where it's at. So let's keep things simple. So at best, you will be keeping up with inflation, and at worst, you will be earning 16 times what your traditional savings account can give you at your bank. So let's talk about the third purpose that your money has, and that is investing. So not only should some of your money go to spending, and some of your money go to saving, but some of your money should also go towards investing. Money put towards investing should be money that you don't need in the short term. It shouldn't be money that you're gonna need in the next now to 5 years. So typically you want to think about long-term goals for your investing money. Think about things like retirement, think about things like your children's college fund. So there are different types of accounts for investing, depending on what exactly you want to invest for. There are retirement accounts. So these are accounts like your 401k, 403b. These are like an IRA, individual retirement account, whether it's Roth, if you're self-employed, a SEP IRA. If you're looking for a health savings account, HSA is also great, and this is for individuals who have a high deductible health policy at work. You can qualify for a health savings account in that case, which you can actually use to invest your money in. Also, you can have a 529 account for your children's college fund. This is not an exhaustive list, but just some examples of different accounts that exist for different investing goals that you might have. And when I talk about investment accounts, I'm also talking about like just basically a parking spot for that money, right? Just like you have a checkings account to put your cash in, your investment accounts are also just like a parking spot for your different types of assets. So in this case, you're not going to be putting cash in there. You're going to be putting things like stocks and bonds in there. And those can also be in other kind of bigger containers, which is like an index fund. So the stock would go inside the index fund. An index fund has like a collection of stocks. and then that index fund would go inside whatever investment account. So why do you want to invest that money? Why can't you just keep it safe in your savings account? So the reason why you want to invest it is because you want to see it grow. Are there things that you can invest in to screw up your portfolio? Absolutely. So you don't want to just, not know what you're doing. You are going to want to have some sort of idea of what you're doing. So investment accounts are fantastic because everything inside of them, all the assets that you have in them, the value goes up. And then when that happens, you're able to make your money work for you, which is the exciting part. Those are the three purposes that your money has. Your money is meant to be spent, saved, and invested. So if you are currently only spending your money, I think the next step would be for yourself to be challenged by saving money. So you want to identify some goals for you that you want to achieve and start putting money away into a high yield savings account or a different account that you choose. I'm just giving you high interest. The second thing you're going to want to do if you're already saving and spending your money is you want to invest your money. Now investing, you don't have to wait until you're saving. You can save and invest at the same time, but just know that investing is going to be for those longer term goals. And the sooner you start, the better. You don't have to have a lot of money to start. So let's summarize here with a quiz. If you are spending your money, what type of money account should it be in? Should it be in a high interest savings account? Should it be in a checkings account? Or should it be in an investment account? If you answered B, it should be in a checking account, you are right. So what about if you want to save your money? Should your money be in a checking account, a high interest bearing savings account, or an investment account? If you chose B, you are right again. It should be in a high interest bearing savings account. Now, if you are investing money, what type of account should it be in? Should it be in a checking account, or should it be in an investment account, or should it be in a high interest savings account? If you answered B again, you are right. It should be in an investment account. And of course, depending on your investment goal, it should be in the appropriate account. And just to give you another summary, if you are spending your money, you will probably be accessing it this month. If you are saving your money, you're probably going to be accessing it anytime between the next couple of days to the next 5 years. And if you are investing your money, you probably will be accessing it in the next 5+ years. Investing is usually long term, so keep those dates in mind. So if you are saving your money, your account will probably have cash in it. And if you are saving your money, your account will probably also have cash in it. And if you are investing your money, your account will probably have an array of things. It could have stocks, it could have bonds, it can have ETFs, it can have index funds, etc. Thanks so much for being here with me today. I hope you learned something. If you are interested in watching more of these types of videos, please subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up so I know to keep making more like this.